What's up, guys? Scotty here with Willball for Soup, and this is a collaboration with Brandon Unger. He lives in Arizona, but he's a professional player on Seattle Thunder. With the gyms being closed, my fitness level has deteriorated. I'm slipping. I'm not quite ready to go back to the paintball field. But Unger is helping me out with personal training to get me back to where I need to be. Now, these sessions are so intense. It feels like football camp again. We're out in the hot garage, and even at nighttime, it's over 100 degrees. I've lifted weights before, but I've never trained at such an accelerated pace. So my heart rate stays high throughout all of our sets. It's really like a crazy experience, but he's a personal trainer, he's certified, he knows a ton about fitness, so I trust his knowledge. You guys have not been clickbaited. There is a life story where I left the paintball field in an ambulance. So we're gonna start with that. And after, I'm gonna ask Unger two very important questions about paintball, fitness, and health. The first being, what should you eat the day before you play paintball and the morning of paintball? The next question is, are pre-workout supplements safe for paintball? And which ones does he recommend? What do you look for in a supplement that you take before you play paintball? I got a really quick story though about like my first PSP event, right? Undereat, starving, in the pits. Things are going horribly wrong. We are going to get limbed. A limbing was imminent. One of the guys on the team passed me some homemade granola. I'm like, oh, granola, that's gonna be super healthy. I'm gonna be totally good. But the granola had the secret ingredient that is my absolute kryptonite, dude. This granola had cashews in it. Now, when I eat cashews, the back of my throat swells up and my lips swell up. It's hard to breathe. Things are nasty. So I'm just not even thinking about it. I'm starving. I eat this guy's granola bar and I start feeling shitty. I'm like, dude, please tell me this did not have cashews. He's like, yeah, it's got cashews. They're just mashed up so you didn't see them. I'm like, oh. So we get limbed and I'm trying to meet up with one of the guys on the Palm Beach Vipers to buy his gun. I used to be a huge Vipers fanboy. When they were playing D1, there was like this Vipers and excessive rivalry. So I was definitely on the Vipers side. They were the underdog. And I'm meeting up to meet this guy to get his gun. And I just start like choking. I can't breathe. So the Vipers guy is like, are you okay? Are you okay? And obviously at major national events, there's a medical staff. So the medical staff is like, are you all right? I'm like, dude, I ate nuts. I'm allergic to nuts. He's like, bro, you need to go to the hospital. We got to check you out. So I have an ambulance ride from PSP Phoenix to a local hospital. Luckily, I was still 18 or 19 at that point in time. So I was still under my dad's health insurance. But that would have been like a $500 ambulance ride.
When it comes to fueling up the day before paintball, a day before sporting event, anything like that, personally, I always like to eat a little extra carbs on that day because I'm getting prepared for a long day at the paintball field the next day because I'm at the field for long hours. I'm constantly on my feet. I'm burning a lot of calories as I'm running up and down the field. Now, when I'm running and I'm playing, typically I am able to still have a conversation while we're playing. That's gonna be more of the mindset side of the paintball. But while I'm actually moving, I'm sprinting off the break. It's very quick, fast action movements. Those sorts of movements require quick carbohydrates. So it's gonna use up a lot of your muscle glycogen, right? Now, glycogen is just what our body stores energy as in our muscles as well as our liver. So in order, essentially, to have extra energy the next day, I'm gonna consume some extra carbohydrates the day prior, right? I'm still gonna hit my protein goal. I'm definitely gonna up my carbs just a little bit to give me some extra energy for the next day. But like you said, I know there are also a lot of people out there who don't feel comfortable eating a heavy meal because it feels like it kind of bogs them down, right? Now that is gonna lead more into what kind of foods you're eating. You know, how well does your body digest and break down these foods and then absorb the nutrients, right? So that's a whole nother video. We can talk about that. But to keep it really simple, it's ultimately, it depends, right? It depends on the body type, how you digest food and how you absorb nutrients. But going to the second part of this question about eating the day of, I'm a huge proponent of eating the day of. Now, I'm not gonna eat something super heavy like a double cheeseburger with an egg on it, but I'm gonna eat something a little bit lighter, something that's gonna be a little bit more nutrient dense, where I'm gonna get a good amount of carbs, usually a good little extra fat to help with some of the aerobic exercise and keep my heart rate consistently up. But primarily I'm gonna get some carbs in me. And this is gonna be typically what I like to do is a protein oatmeal. So I'll make up my oatmeal, dry oats, throw some water in it. I usually throw it in the microwave, and then once that comes out, throw a scoop of protein in, throw some almond milk in there to help stir up the consistency. Maybe a little bit of cashew nut butter. I know, Scott, you're not a fan of cashew nuts or any sort of nuts, but I'll throw in some peanut butter, almond butter, anything like that to give me some good healthy fats, some mono and polyunsaturated fats. And then from there, I might throw in, depending on if I'm gonna play really soon, maybe a little bit of honey, just gives them really quick sugars. Or I'll throw in some fruit in there, like a banana, maybe some strawberries, things like that, to give it a little extra flavor. But that's it, man. I don't like to eat a whole lot before I go play paintball. If I don't have oatmeal, I might do some eggs, some whole eggs, and maybe a little bit of avocado, and maybe some toast.
So my last question would be about supplements in paintball. Personally, when I take the pre-workout, like that good, no sponsors here, but I enjoy myself some Nitroflex, some Mr. Hyde, or if you want to get crazy, you want to get that mesomorph, that dimethylalamine. When I take pre-workout on an empty stomach, it turns me into a cyborg of doom. Like, I'm so hyped up, I'm feeling the paintball vibes, I'm feeling that heart, and I'm just really pissed off. So pre-workout, empty stomach, it makes things that normally hurt, not hurt. And that's why I love pre-workout. But I'm not 100% sure if that's healthy or not. So I'm gonna kick it over to the Unger Games. He'll have a couple nice tips on if pre-workout, supplements, that type of thing is good for you.
Honestly, I am a huge fan of taking pre-workout before paintball. This is just something personal to me. I know a lot of people aren't wanting to take any sort of stimulants, let alone more stimulants before paintball. You know, they might have a cup of coffee, but they don't want anything super concentrated or anything like that. But like I said, I am definitely a proponent of it. It also kind of depends on what kind of pre-workout I'm taking, right? Not all pre-workouts are the same. Every pre-workout's a little bit different. It has different ingredients, maybe a different combination of ingredients, or even just different amounts of servings for very similar or even the same ingredients. So it's gonna be a little bit different, and each one's gonna affect somebody a little bit differently. So to get into it, I like to take a pre-workout that is going to, one, help me with my focus, right? So just like when I'm in the gym, I need to be focused on every single repetition that I'm doing, creating that mind-muscle connection. Same thing on the paintball field, man. I need to be 100% in the game, zoomed in, on focus, on point for every point. So I'm gonna take some sort of pre-workout that gives me a great amount of focus. The next thing is a little bit of energy. Now, it's not something that you need to be reliant upon. You know, you don't want to be taking pre-workout just to give you that energy, because as soon as you get to a tournament, you forget your pre-workout at home or you forget your pre-workout at the hotel. What are you gonna do? You know, you can't allow yourself to rely on something to get psyched up or get ready for a game, but it will definitely help if you have it. Personally, I like to use Megawatt by First Form. They have a lot of great flavors, and it has helped me the most in terms of any sort of cardiovascular workouts or exercises that I do in the gym and at home. So it's what perfectly translates into a sport like paintball, because it's gonna help me give you a little bit of energy, but primarily it's gonna help me give that extra boost and focus. Now, what I mentioned earlier is there are different types of pre-workouts, right? There's pre-workouts that are made for more endurance and cardio type workouts, like circuits, EMOMs, Tabatas, AMRAPs. And then there's other pre-workouts that may be a little bit more focused on getting a pump, right? They're gonna have some vasodilators. They're gonna have some things in there that help give you more of what you're searching for, right? Searching for that pump. Now, when it comes to playing paintball, we're not really searching to get a pump, right? We're looking for more like circuits, conditioning, it's gonna be more of a cardio sport. So in that aspect, when we're taking pre-workout, one, make sure you've taken it before you've played paintball. You wanna make sure you're taking something that you know how it'll affect you and what the side effects are. So be careful, be cautious when you're taking new things. Make sure you take it before you actually play, just to get a feel for how it's gonna affect you, because some pre-workouts definitely are very high in stimulants, so maybe whether that means a lot of caffeine or other ingredients that are gonna affect your stress levels and how you're gonna feel. Like I said, ultimately it depends. Just make sure you take it before to get an idea of how you're gonna be able to react and play paintball.
I hope you guys learned a little bit about paintball nutrition. I want to say a huge shout out and thank you to Unger Games. He's on YouTube, he's on Instagram, he's on Seattle Thunder playing pro paintball. So make sure you check out his socials. I'll put a link in the description. This audio was recorded outside because I'm sweating through my shirt right now. I'm super disgusting, and I didn't want to make his house smell like shit. So we're out here. You may hear some turbos. You may hear some ducks. But hey, this has been Paintball Nutrition with Scotty.
And Brandon. Appreciate you guys.
All right, we're signing out. Take care.